against the Jews? Yeah. Mhm. The most savage and numerous crimes planned and committed by the Nazis were against the Jews? Yeah. These in Germany in 1933 numbered about 500,000. Mhm. In the aggregate, they had made for themselves positions which excited envy. Yeah. And had accumulated properties which excited the avarice of the Nazis. They were few enough to be helpless and numerous enough to be held up as a menace. Now, the idea that I'm the helpless American citizen, yeah. I email law enforcement, yes. Forgery, fraud, and kidnapping. Law enforcement exploits their authority of law because they fabricated fake crimes where I wasn't in Squim and I wasn't in Brennan. Yes. And then they made me helpless, right, because of their obligation to do 1077s. Then they dismissed the cases because I was incompetent, yes, because of their exploitation of the knowledge that I wasn't in Squim, and I wasn't in Jefferson County. Oh. Now, let's say that you like exploiting the helpless, the homeless, those on welfare, yes, the American citizens that don't have anything to say. Well, as that citizen, yes, that is helpless because I think that I'm suing your unions. Oh. I'm suing the Catholic Church as a non voting member of the United Nations. Yes. And then I have emailed numerous Jewish organizations, associations, yes, and rabbis. Poop. And for some reason, no one that has the obligation of being a mandatory reporter, yes, would report child abuse and neglect. Now, why don't you get me all the Jews in the United States of America? Oh. Because the thought was that they had done very well for themselves. Yes. And the Nazis envied their success as a religion. Now, I did email that Israeli Bar Association. Oh, why don't you get me the nation of Israel? Ooh. Now, Netanyahu, mm-mm. Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the banking cartels throughout the world that have some Jewish leanings, yes, that said, well, what we're going to do, yes, is we're going to support the military to the detriment of the population. Yes, we are. And as a Jewish nation, we are going to refuse to enforce the laws that make it a crime, yes, to exploit law enforcement. Now, when I emailed all those attorneys in Israel, yes, you said you had, well, get me, yeah, you know, let's say you're a general, yes, Schwartz, former general of the United States Air Force. Started a little charity. Yes, I don't know exactly what the constraints of the charity were. Yes, but obviously, being a four-star general, he utilized his being a general to start something not for profit. Right. A lot of admirals and generals are able to exploit being in the military. Yes, to their own detriment. Poop. Now, of the last 25 years of four-star admirals and generals, let's go one to four-star on the shoulders right now. Yes. How many of them enriched themselves because of all the military training they received? Yes. Their authority of command? Yes. And that when they retired, they did pretty darn good for themselves. Isn't that right? One to four. Now, I'm not going to just point out Goldfein. You can exploit your religion when in the military or when out. And the thought is that Schwartz had some innovations, yes, where he thought he domed the United States. Oh. Now, more recently, we found out that the Air Force was going to be very big in the whole implementation of Space Command. Yeah. And we were going to start a sixth branch of the military that was going to be initiated from those personnel in the Air Force. Yeah. While at the same time, we were going to starve the population of the United States, conscript all of those in welfare, that if they wanted to eat, they could work. Poop. Now, when you really look at the command of the United States, I'm thinking that there is the exploitation of religion to enrich yourself at the idea of being of a religious or a religion. Yeah. Now, as an American, oh, I'm not envious of you. Oh, I don't have any malice toward you. Yes. I'm just going to sue Israel. Yes. For any knowledge of the control